Welcome to So You Think You're Iconic. We're back from our Thanksgiving break.
Yay.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was small, a lot smaller than usual.
Mm-hmm.
And we made way too much food
Oh,
because we're
most
used
definitely.
to making so much food.
Most definitely. I can't even imagine how much food is left at my aunt's house right now.
Bro.
There was a pan of macaroni and cheese, probably the size of a large pillow. Like that's how wide it was. I don't even think we barely made a dent in it. So I can't imagine.
So we made a lot of regular food, but I feel like that went fast. We have a lot of dessert left.
Oh, send it my way.
Like we have a full-on homemade cheesecake, homemade apple pie, and pumpkin pie.
Okay,
We have fudge.
send me the apple pie. Send me
Oh
the
yeah.
pumpkin pie. Don't send me the cheesecake though, because I'm literally, after we're done recording this, going to go pick up cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, okay.
Well,
But yeah,
from
we
my,
have way too much.
no such thing as too much dessert. I'm sorry.
You have a point.
I do. My Thanksgiving was hell, but
Really?
it's fine. I made it. So far, I'm not dead.
True.
Because I told people not to come for Thanksgiving, and they came anyway. But you know what? It's fine. I was the only person wearing a mask at my Thanksgiving, so now I'm
Really?
locked. So now I've locked myself in my room, and whenever I leave my room, I'm wearing a mask in my own home. Can you believe how ridiculous that is? Because my family decided not to wear masks when my cousin flew in from Atlanta, a
You gotta look
COVID
after yourself,
hotspot.
bro. My whole family wore masks.
So yeah, it's been 3 days. I pretty much haven't left my room.
Yikes.
Had my air purifier blasting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I literally went to my mom today. I was like, "So, how you feeling?"
You
so
wake up feeling
far,
any kind of weird?
so far so good, but it's only been
Okay,
like 3 days. So
true.
let's check back in a couple more days. Wow, sir, just slammed my
Wow.
front door. Wow. Okay.
All right, sink guy. Sheesh.
Um, yeah, I had a cousin fly in from Atlanta, and goodness, told her not to come. She came anyway. And
Oh.
then my aunt from San Diego came by. Luckily, she didn't come by our Thanksgiving, but she went
Hmm.
to like three other people's Thanksgiving. And I was like, oh, she definitely can't come by now.
Three other people?
Three other houses.
I was just scared with ours.
So,
Three other
yeah.
people.
And then when I told her not to come, like I legit told her not to come,
Mm-hmm.
she tried to lie to me and say that we had more cases out here than they do in San Diego County. They have double the cases we do. Don't
Mm-mm.
try to lie to me. You think I can't do a quick Google search?
Right.
So yeah, the world is going crazy. We need the vaccine yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to be microchipped. Give it to me now.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding. It's there's no microchip. It's not a thing. If they want to find out where you are, they'll literally just look at your phone. Like,
Right. I mean, we all joke about the FBI agent looking through our cameras. Like,
yeah. Hey, Steve. His
right.
name's probably
Hey, Linda,
Steve.
what's up? I hope they're fans of our podcast.
Oh my gosh, do you love it? Is the FBI
Hey.
like raving about our podcast?
Right. Right. Like blink my camera light twice if you really love the podcast, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look it out for you.
We've been to the Pentagon. We've seen your Taco Bell. We
We
know how you
have.
guys work.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I wish we were allowed to go to that Taco Bell, because how amazing would it have been to be like, I went to
Bro.
Taco Bell at the Pentagon.
In the Pentagon. I think I would have had a better time if I had been to that Taco Bell.
That was a nightmare of a trip. That
It really
entire
was
trip
though.
was, oh gosh, had fun though, but oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was fun, But there were some moments where you're just like, whoa.
There were moments. Goodness. One kid in our
Mm.
class tried to get arrested because he took a picture when he wasn't supposed to.
And he was a foreign exchange student, so that made
Hmm.
it so much.
They would have sent his ass packing.
Bro. And considering where he's originally from,
Oh yeah,
whew,
definitely.
they could have
Never,
spun that
never,
story.
never would have been allowed back.
Mm-mm. Poor thing.
That's a different story for a different day. I've
Yes, it
got
is.
cheesecake to go pick up, so let's get
Yes.
started.
We got things to do. All right. So this week we are talking about Netflix's A Christmas Prince. Yay. I'm gonna just say this right now. I watched this last year while I was studying for finals, and I thought this movie was, pretty good. And then I watched it again, and I was like, when is this movie ever going to end?
It had some moments.
It had some moments, but other times I was just like, oh my gosh, get it. Let's just get this movie on. So we start with Amber at her job, dealing with her terrible coworkers who she has to help rewrite his article.
Yeah, was he her boss?
I don't know.
Because if
Because
he
she's
if
just like a junior editor, and I guess he's like a full-on journalist.
okay. But
I don't
like
know.
how did he become a full-on journalist if he was so bad at his job?
I don't know.
This man got a quote from a person that wasn't there. I was
Yeah.
very confused. I was like, what?
And he couldn't even meet the word count. Like,
Yeah. Don't you learn about word counts in high school? Like, come on,
right.
dude.
Like, and it wasn't even that many words. It was 350, I think, if I remember
And why was
correctly.
she doing his job for him?
Right.
She's tripping. I
Right.
absolutely would not be doing that.
After like a couple of rewrites for people, I would have been like, nah, dude.
Right.
I will straight up tell people that you can't do your job.
Yeah. Like, you want me to go to, what's her name? Alex? Is that
Yeah,
her name?
Alex.
I'll go
Yeah,
to Alex's office right now and be like, he needs some English lessons.
right. He needs to go back to school. So she goes back to her friends, and they're telling her that she needs to take more initiative in her life and stop doing other people's work because they're just junior editors. She is then called into her boss's office and is asked to cover the story of Richard, who is the Prince of Aldovia, who is either going to accept or decline the throne after his father's death a year ago. And like
This
Prince
is a
Richard is
very
like
long time to not have
a ruler.
a ruler. What were they doing all that time?
I don't know.
I mean, I know that most monarchies aren't really run by the monarchs anymore, but like, which is another. Oh, I could go on a rant about that,
We
but
love
I
a good
won't.
figurehead.
I won't. I won't. About how the people of England are actually no, I am going on it.
Okay, go off.
The people of England. Oh, how and all the other territories in the Commonwealth. What's wrong with y'all? Why are you paying this very large family a very large amount of money every year to do practically nothing?
I mean,
They don't make any decisions for you. They literally hop on planes, go to countries, smile and wave, pretend to do charity work,
Mhm.
and then go home and eat filet mignon while you're standing in line for unemployment. Like, come on, people.
Come on now.
I mean, not. I mean, you could go after us for having a president,
Right.
but like, at
You
least we
really could.
choose our president
Right. You've had the same monarch for how long?
for like 70 something years.
Honestly, I think she's just gonna like out of spite just like try and live forever. She's
Never
almost
die.
100 anyway.
I would do that.
So would
Like,
I.
oh, I'm never dying.
Right.
I mean, honestly, I want Charles to die first, but that's because I watched The Crown season 4. That
Right.
he could actually be a nice person. I don't know, but the way he was depicted there,
Right.
mm,
I mean, Charles had issues from like the first season on that made me not like him anyway. But everyone's a little problematic. It's
yeah.
If you want to come for our government system, come at us because
Come,
we're going at it
but
too.
we could come for yours.
Right.
So
It's an endless cycle.
no system is perfect.
No system is perfect.
Yours is just way worse. Let's go.
Okay. Anyway, there's a lot of talk about Prince Richard because he lives like a scandalous free lifestyle, and they're looking for like a juicy story. So Amber goes out and tells her friends about her new assignment and how hot Prince Richard is and how she could use a new guy in her life
Eh,
after,
yeah,
breaking up
because
with her boyfriend last year.
Prince Richard would really want you in a real
Yeah,
world.
yeah, because you can totally get a prince to marry you. Like, okay, we get it with Meghan Markle. That was like 1 in a million. Okay,
But those
but
had
she already had a leg up.
yeah, she had a leg up and she
She
had
had a leg up.
connections.
Yes, she did. Amber is a junior editor.
Mhm.
It's a
Soon
big
to be
difference.
waitress.
To be waitress, yes. So we see Amber going to Rudy's diner to get dinner, and that's where her dad works. And he tells her the plans that he has for Christmas Eve, and she tells him that she can't make it for Christmas Eve because she'll be in Aldovia covering a story. Her father is super supportive, and he tells her to go. We then see Amber on her way to Aldovia, and when she's leaving the airport, some random guy steals her taxi. Some
And
random
she
guy.
let him.
And she let right.
I
She
thought she
really
was a
let
New
him.
Yorker
Right.
because I don't know
New
about
Yorkers
her,
don't take that.
but that would have been a fight.
Right.
And then I would
Also,
have got
like
her.
her whole turnaround to like get her luggage was so slow. Like if you were from New York, you'd have your bag in hand. You would have been in that taxi the moment it rolled up.
Yeah.
Come on now.
She literally like was struggling to pick up her bag. And then this man
Yeah.
like pushed past her and got into the cab.
She put her handle of her suitcase down really slow, grabbed it, turned around, and then her taxi's like
And there was a
occupied.
line
She's
of
like,
like 20
what?
people behind her. I'm surprised no one else tried to just
Right.
push in front of her.
Right. She's not a real New Yorker.
No, absolutely not.
We then see Amber in a van with other journalists going to the castle or palace.
I think it's considered a palace when
A
royalty lives
palace?
there. Yeah.
Okay. The Palace of Aldovia, where they're having a press conference for Prince Richard, and he doesn't show up, and they're not rescheduling. And everyone has questions about the coronation, but no one's answering anything. But they say that the coronation is still scheduled for the Christmas Eve ball that they have. So the reporters / journalists leave the palace, but Amber is determined to get her scoop. So she sneaks back into the palace
Yeah.
with
Where's
some
the
like
security?
workers.
Where's the
Yeah, where's the
security?
security?
Like she
Like,
sneaks in, she starts taking pictures. Where is the
right,
security? There's no cameras in this palace.
right. They just have those 2 guards at the front of the castle.
Very poor country, I'm guessing. Got it.
Very small country too, I'm assuming. So she sneaks back in and she's taking pictures and then is caught by a butler who mistakes her for the American tutor for Princess Emily.
Yeah,
So she
that I had a
immediately,
gripe with this.
okay.
No one is looking for tutors in America. Not for royalty. I'm sorry. That's not
Yeah,
happening.
that's true. That is true. Wouldn't they like, wouldn't they want to send her to like some like top tier school like they do in
Yeah,
England?
probably. And
Like I
like they
get
didn't
she,
they didn't check her name. He just assumed
yeah,
she was her.
yeah, they didn't check her bag. They didn't ask for any credentials.
No ID, nothing.
Nothing. So you know what? Aldovia kind of asked for this.
How every royal in this house hasn't been murdered, I'll never understand. Between the
Right.
lack security and the like no like verification protocols, I don't understand.
They're so trusting.
They are.
So Amber agrees that she is the tutor for Princess Emily. So Amber then meets Mrs. Averill, who doesn't believe she's Martha Anderson, the tutor, because the tutor said that she couldn't be there until the first of the year. And she somehow convinces Miss Averill to let her stay because her last assignment ended early, and she just decided to show up to the palace early.
Yeah, how people just decide to show up to palaces.
Right, right. And the butler also says that the queen wanted somebody to be with Princess Emily and watch over her. So she is taken to meet Queen Helena, who is in mid conversation with the guy who stole her taxi at the airport. It turns out to be Prince Richard. She is then introduced as Emily's tutor, and then the princess herself enters the room, and she's like, she does the whole routine of I got rid of my last tutor, I can get rid.
Which all she did was put a mouse in her bed. Like, that's
Right,
not even bad.
right.
I mean, it's gross,
It's
but
gross, but that's it. Just one mouse in your bed.
and that made her run away.
Right. I would have been pissed, and then I would have stayed. So she then leaves to go to her room, and she accidentally breaks a 15th century vase, which, what a quirky girl. Also, why didn't they like reprimand her for breaking a priceless vase? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. They were so chill about it. They were like, "Yeah, that was like from the
Yeah,
Ming Dynasty," but
right. Like no one caused a fuss. She backed into it, it fell over, and she starts apologizing, and everyone's just staring at her like, what
oh
are
my
you
gosh! And
doing?
can we talk about how Emily looks like that girl who played Veruca Salt in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? That's all I
Yes.
saw anytime I saw her. I was like, "You're Veruca Salt."
Honestly, impeccable. She should have been in the reboot. So later that night, she calls her boss and tells her that she lied to get her way into the palace. And she tells her to get as much info as she can on the royal family for her story. So the next day, Amber starts as Emily's tutor, and she finds a mouse on her chair, scaring her. And that's the only attempt
The only attempt to get rid
to
of
get
her.
her fired. And during their time together, Emily gets suspicious of Amber when she doesn't seem confident about her story as Martha Anderson, and Emily takes that as nervousness about her being uncomfortable with her disability. And so Emily angrily tells her that she has spina bifida, and she rolls away from the table.
This was
And
very
she's
dramatic for absolutely no reason.
yeah, she's in a wheelchair, by the way, and like sometimes she uses forearm crutches, but she's
Yeah.
mostly in a wheelchair for this one. Um, and so Amber reassures the girl that she's just proud of her for being so brave. And she looks at the window and she sees Prince Richard shooting arrows and suggests that the two of them go outside to get some air.
Yeah, because she does absolutely no tutoring in this
Yeah.
entire movie, except for like one scene for like 2 seconds.
Well, there's like this scene and then like one other, and that's it. Honestly, how nobody didn't see that she wasn't a tutor, I don't know.
Right.
So the pair go outside and they find Richard, who has recently shaved his beard off because he was having a beard so he can like conceal his identity. And Amber stumbles through her words saying that he looks good without it. So Emily and Amber try their hand at archery. Emily's really good, and then Amber shoots an arrow through a window and
Right.
into a painting
How
because
that
she was
happened.
distracted by Richard, who was trying to help her shoot the arrow.
Yeah, look at Lady Thor over here.
Right. Well, honestly, how that arrow got that far, I will never know.
It probably at most, if it even made it up to the window, would have just tapped the window and then
Mm-hmm.
fell.
Mm-hmm. Because like I've done some archery and like the way she was holding it, it's like her elbows like out. It would have literally just, if she let it go, it would have just like flopped to the floor. So after that whole incident with the window, they all run away. And later in Amber's room, she is trying to reteach herself geometry, math,
I don't
so that she
remember.
can teach Emily while she is Skyping with her friends from work.
I haven't taken a math class in
Right.
like 2 years, and 2 years ago I took statistics, which is not
Yeah.
very math
Same.
like.
It isn't. It really isn't. She is then interrupted by Emily, who invites her down to cocktails with like some family and esteemed guests. So Amber is then at the party and she's uncomfortable. And then she sees the Prime Minister, Queen Helena, and his cousin Simon talking. So she starts obviously taking pictures with her
Obviously
phone.
taking pictures. Like her phone was like pretty much up to her face.
Yes. Yes. She had a drink in one hand, like right up to her mouth, and then literally her phone right next to it. Like, girl.
And then she would hold it up for like 10 seconds, take a
Yeah.
photo, and then like slowly put her phone down.
Yeah. Or she would do like the slow, like pull up the phone and then like turn it sideways and then take a photo and leave the camera up. And then when someone would talk to her, she'd like quickly put the phone down. Like, she is the worst at this whole secretive thing.
Yes,
I'm
she
surprised
should
she
not
lasts
be a
this long.
journalist.
She really shouldn't. So she takes some pictures of them, and then Emily runs up to her and says that she's bored and she needs like companionship. So they leave the main room and they're eating cookies in a side room when Amber learns that Emily trusts her now because she treats her like a normal person. Then Count Simon walks up to them and is introduced to Amber, and then Richard walks up with some snide remarks to Simon, Simon is such a greasy and bad character.
Oh my gosh, he's so annoying.
He's so stuck up. Like, bro, get over yourself. Amber then learns about Simon's hatred for Richard because he is ahead of him in the line to the throne,
Which
which
this what year was this made?
2017.
Okay, because that makes absolutely no sense. Why are they still running on a male bloodline line of succession in
I don't
2017?
know. I really don't know.
Are they holding it back because she has a disability?
You know what? Maybe.
That's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
That's
Because
so mean.
we don't even know like what degree of cousin Simon is. Because I'm assuming that makes a difference in this whole line thing. Like he
I
could
don't
be some
know
like
because
second or third
no
cousin.
one ever answered my questions in the Princess Diary episodes about the line of succession, so I'll never
Right.
know.
Right. So this is our second plea for help
Please email
about
us.
monarchy. Please. We really need answers because we're gonna keep watching princess movies and like
We're gonna be
we will never know how
confused
this works.
the entire time.
Also, if you are a royal yourself, like it's fine. You can email us too. We won't tell
Yeah, we
anybody.
won't tell anybody. Just make a dummy account.
Yeah. Honestly, if we're not smart enough to figure this out, we're not smart enough to figure out who you are.
Oh, absolutely not. I don't.
No.
I barely know how to send an email. I don't.
So later in Amber's room, she's on Skype again with her friends, who, if by the way, if you didn't notice, they're still wearing the same outfits that they wore that when we saw them at the beginning of the movie.
They were so forgettable. I didn't even notice.
Really?
Anytime they started talking, like my brain just kind of shut off. I can't tell you a single thing they said in the entire movie.
Well, they didn't say a lot, but they were. I'm assuming the budget was low in this movie because they were wearing the same gosh dang
Okay,
outfits.
sometimes I thought the budget was low, and then sometimes I was like, this is a good budget. And I'm confused. I need to know what the actual budget was because some points I was like, this is like Hallmark movie level budget. And then some
Mm-hmm.
parts I was like, wow, they actually put some money into this.
Right. You really should get on that whole managing movie budget like
Oh my gosh,
goal.
yes. Because they weren't doing it well.
Mm-mm. So Amber tells her friends about the feud between Richard and Simon, and they are convinced Amber is crushing on Richard, but she denies it. And then she says she's conflicted about finding dirt on him because he's so nice. The next day, Amber catches Richard playing piano and films him, obviously,
Obviously.
from the
Again.
doorway until she is caught. They then talk about the roles there and the pressure from it, and then Richard abruptly leaves when his free lifestyle is brought up. That night at a family Christmas party, the family decorates the tree with some homemade ornaments that the king has made. And Ember shares her family Christmas traditions when Lady Sophia shows up.
Lady
Which
Sophia is wow. We'll get to that later.
okay. So Lady Sophia's arrival like really surprises Richard. There's some past there for sure. And Amber and Lady Sophia size each other up during this like whole interaction with each other. Amber then there's a voiceover from her speculating about why Lady Sophia has shown up, and that's when Emily walks in on her and says that she knows her real identity. And she knows this because she snooped on Amber's computer when she was in the bathroom. And Amber's like, but it was password protected. And Emily's like, it was in plain sight.
Emily is me. I am Emily.
Like, girl, Amber, you barely got your way into the palace.
And you're going to leave your password.
And you're right. And you're going to leave your password right on your laptop? How has she survived this far in life?
Who knows?
So Amber assumes that she is fired, but Emily decides to keep her secret under the condition that she writes the truth about her brother, which Amber accepts. So Emily then bribes her to go make Christmas cookies
at 9 a.m.
At 9 a.m.
At 9 a.m.
And they talk about Lady Sophia and how her and Richard used to be lovers. And Simon is into Lady Sophia as well because Simon wants what the royal family has. But isn't he technically royal as well? So why?
I mean, he is second in line to the throne.
Yeah,
I don't understand what his problem is.
Why is he so pressed about this? So Emily is then sad about her dad and how Christmas isn't the same. And Amber tries to cheer her up. Then we see Richard playing the piano again when Lady Sophia shows up and says she has come back because she still loves him and is convinced that Richard loves her back. But Richard has his guard up because he thinks that she's using him, which she clearly is.
She's a bad gold digger.
She's a really bad gold digger.
He's not supposed to be aware that you're a gold digger until after the wedding. Come
on,
Sophia.
Until after the fact.
That's what you get.
That's really what you get. So the next day, there's a children's benefit, and Amber is then recognized by another reporter, and he is then scared off by Emily, saying something about dungeons.
Yeah, she says she's going to put him in the dungeon, and then she says they don't actually have a dungeon. They don't actually
have dungeon. Which, why are you even a royal then if you don't have dungeons? Just keep the dungeons. During the benefit, the queen gives a speech and then invites Richard up to say something, but he doesn't show up, instantly making everyone there to doubt him. But Emily says she knows where she is. So
why can't he just do his fucking job?
Right.
Like, literally, you could have played with the kids right after you did your dumb speech.
Honestly, he could have been like, hey, 2 minutes and I'll be right back. Said some things and then came directly back to the orphanage.
He is purposefully trying to make people hate him. I'm convinced.
Like, I get that his heart is in the right place, but like,
he can do both.
You can do both.
And his mother even tells him that.
Right.
And he's just not listening. And I'm like, dude, maybe you shouldn't be king. Because like your priorities are not in line.
They're a little whacked. Richard is found at an orphanage playing with children, and Amber is impressed with how nice he is again. That night, Queen Helena begs Richard to do better, which he really needs to do better. And he needs to be a leader, and he has to have more faith in himself, blah, blah, blah. The next day, Emily and Amber are in lessons, but Emily gets bored.
Lessons.
Right.
Lessons. They're talking about hyperboles for 2.5 seconds. And then she's like, okay, let's leave.
Yeah. We assume they've been in the room for like 10 minutes. So they sneak out of the palace to go sledding. And Emily is scared, but Amber convinces her to do it. And they have some fun.
This could have ended so badly.
It really could have.
Because Amber not only kidnapped a princess who is disabled.
Yes.
But then took her sledding on what looked like the biggest hill in all of Aldovia.
Right. Out in the middle of nowhere, by the way.
In the middle of nowhere. It could have ended so badly.
Right. And they do fall at the end of their little sledding ride, and Emily's just on the floor groaning.
Yes, she could have completely crippled Emily.
Yeah. Like, Homegirl did not think this through at all.
At all.
Like, she could have just taken her out on the little sled and dragged her around outside.
Exactly.
That would have been enough.
Oh my gosh, sir.
Excuse me, sir, please.
Please.
So while this is all happening, Richard spots them from afar and then comes up to them. And then they have a snowball fight. And
Poor
then,
Emily. She
oh,
was just
yeah.
stuck on the floor.
Yeah, she was just sitting on the floor
Oh my
attempting
God.
attempting to throw snowballs.
Uh.
So
Uh,
okay.
quality
Richard,
content.
quality content. So Richard then falls on top of Amber and they like lock eyes and it's magical. And then Lady Sophia and Simon are in a carriage and they pass by them while they're playing in the snow, and Amber and Lady Sophia's like, there's something not right with Amber. So the group then heads back to the palace and the queen is there to tell them off, which she wasn't stern enough.
At
She
all.
really wasn't.
Like I said, they could have completely crippled Emily.
Mm-hmm. Like, I get that y'all wanted to have some fun, but take some precautions. The queen is upset that they took Emily out without their permission and they weren't careful with her. And then the queen tells them that next time they should just invite her because she knows her way around a bobsled. She's still hip and fun. Later that night, Amber writes out that the prince isn't at all what she's imagined after all that she's seen. And then the next day, the prince heads out on horseback, and Amber follows him. And how she knew how to put a saddle on a horse and get up unassisted and follow him, I don't know.
Who knows?
Because she says she's ridden a horse once in Central Park.
Which, that makes no sense.
Yeah, and she was on it, probably assisted as well, so she probably didn't have to do any of the things that.
No. I don't even think you're allowed. You ride horses in Central Park. You ride horse-drawn carriages in Central Park. You don't ride horses.
True. He was different in 2017.
Only in 2017.
Only in 2017.
You were allowed to ride horses in Central Park.
So while Amber is trying to follow Richard, she loses him and asks the horse to guide her.
That was so dumb.
That was
Her
so dumb.
dumbass got lost in the forest because she's nosy, and that's what she gets.
Yeah, she did not stay in her lane. You end up lost in the middle of the woods. That's literally why. She is then thrown off her horse and she's lost in the middle of the woods. And then it gets dark and she's still lost when a wolf finds her. But Richard comes and saves the day. He rides up on his horse and scares it away. Richard then takes Amber to his dad's old hunting cabin. And Richard asks why she was following him. And she's just like, oh, I was curious. And he buys that answer.
Right? I was curious. Like, are you kidding me?
Right. I would have been angry. Like,
the lesson to learn here is if you become a journalist, you will be attacked by a wolf. Mm-hmm. That's the entire lesson of this entire movie. The end. Thank you for listening.
Yep. Hope you have a nice week. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next week.
So then Richard tells Amber about the last time he saw his dad in the cabin and how they had an argument about him renouncing the throne and how his dad was so disappointed in him. Amber then gets him to explain why he's scared to take the throne, and it's because he doesn't want to be someone else. Richard then shows Amber a poem his father wrote that turns out to be some kind of riddle. I don't know how they came to that conclusion, but
I don't either.
Movie. They then share a moment and they almost kiss, but they're interrupted by the horses outside. So Richard goes to check on them, and then Amber finds a hidden compartment, which isn't hidden at all.
No.
And it opens a secret compartment in the desk, and she finds some papers, and she just takes them.
Yeah, she literally just steals what could be very important royal papers.
Right. How nobody found the secret compartment before then, I don't know, because it's literally just a lever down in the space where your legs go. It's not even well hidden. So they end up back at the palace late at night, and Amber looks at the stolen papers and finds out that it is a certificate of Richard's adoption into the royal family. Ooh,
What was that other name?
the other name?
Yeah, there was like another birth certificate and it said like Steven or something like that. Who was that?
I don't know. I don't think I was paying attention that much to what was.
There is a long lost brother somewhere, and I need that movie.
Yes, we do. Instead, we got a wedding movie and
And a
a
baby movie?
and a pregnancy movie after that, which the third one is not great, by the way. The second one was a lot better.
Wasn't planning on watching it.
Well, you have my opinion on it now. So she then immediately Skypes her friends, and they finally are wearing different outfits in this Skype call. Bless them, they finally changed. And tells them that she finds out about Richard's adoption, but she is reluctant to put out information on the family because she doesn't want to hurt them. And her friends are like, bro, just put the piece out because you need it to help your career. The next day, Sophia and Richard are talking, and suddenly they kiss, and Amber sees it, and she's sad, and she walks away quickly.
Yeah, they have that cliche.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I need to tell you something.
Moment.
And then immediately when she says that, he kisses her. And then she's like, never mind. Like, no, never mind. Like, tell me I'm adopted.
Right. Like, tell me what you up to. Don't just kiss me and walk away, bro. I know you want to say something. We then see Amber in her room where she calls her dad for advice on what to do with her whole story. And he gives her the cliche advice of listen to your heart. She is then interrupted by Richard, who asks her to go on a walk with him. And so they go on their walk in the middle, like, I don't know, middle of the night. And Richard wants to know more about her, but Amber hesitates because she saw Sophia and him kissing. He then invites her to the Christmas Eve ball and kisses her before she gets the chance to tell him that he's adopted. At the same time, Sophia and Simon are sneaking into her room to find out about Amber.
How does Sophia know how to pick a lock?
I don't know. I don't think she's smart enough to know how.
Absolutely not. This girl probably has not worked for a single thing in her life. She does not know how to pick a lock.
Yeah, she probably has not. She probably went to college and didn't pick a major and just, you know.
She's got a general degree.
She got a general degree. So while Simon and Sophia are snooping around her room, they find her passport, which holds her real name, and they find the adoption papers. And why Amber decided to leave all of this out in the open, I don't know.
Because she's obviously not good at being a journalist. Like, we've seen that before.
Yeah.
Like,
or have a secret identity.
Like when a child was able to break into her computer because she didn't hide her password well.
So the next day, Richard goes to visit his father's grave, and he apologizes for the last time they were together, and he says he will take the throne for his family. Back at the castle, Amber and Emily are talking about the story and how once it's all over, Amber has to leave and Emily gets really sad. She then gives her a gift, which is a charm bracelet to remember her by. Which looked kind of cheap for a royal gift, but anyway.
maybe the kids and the family only get the cheap stuff so that they don't break anything.
Probably. Emily then brings in some people to make over Amber for the ball because Amber says it's either sweats or some random dress she was holding. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. But Emily also needed a makeover because that Annie hairstyle she was rocking was not it.
It was not it. They did her dirty with that hairdo.
With that hairdo, it was bad.
Mm-hmm. So then later that night, the ball has started, and when Amber enters the, I don't know, foyer, why she had to come down to see them, I don't know.
Who knows?
Everyone stares at her, and Richard goes to tell her how beautiful she is.
Okay, let me talk about
ball gown, and she's wearing her Converse still because she's quirky.
She wore her Converse because she is ingenious. Give this woman a Nobel Peace Prize for her contribution to society.
Yeah.
She is the pinnacle of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're speaking of fashion, that gown looked cheap.
Yeah.
I swear I saw it at Macy's last week.
I was about to say that. That looks like a Macy's like prom season dress.
Yes.
Because it's like a blue, light blue, ruffled chiffon. It's got like gold, like bronzy flowered stuff on it. It's strapless.
It looked very cheap.
Yeah.
See, this is another example of sometimes the movie looked well funded and at other times it didn't.
Mm-hmm. And also Lady Sophia, who's supposed to be some, sophisticated, high class woman, also is wearing like a pretty woman red dress, which she should have been wearing something a lot nicer.
Yeah.
They did not budget this well.
The clothes weren't that great. Like the entire time, Prince Richard, is that his name? Sure. He just looked like he was wearing clothes from H&M.
Which he probably was.
He probably was.
And Amber, whenever like they showed her like during the day, she was basically wearing the same outfit. Sometimes she had a jacket on and sometimes she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So they clearly spend their money elsewhere and not on the wardrobe.
Exactly.
So after Richard tells her she's beautiful, they then go up the stairs to the ballroom. And then they dance, and both of them look very stiff.
Oh, yeah. But, like, I wouldn't, for her, like, I wouldn't expect her to know how to waltz. So I was like, that's fine.
True. Also, she's trying to do, like, the whole look into his, like, face while they're dancing. And the whole time, like, her upper body is just, like trying to careen back so she can look him in the face. Because she's wearing Converse, and I'm sure he's wearing like some heeled boots or something that goes with his outfit.
Yeah.
And so he's a lot taller than her, and she's like, I can see your face. It's so beautiful. So while they're dancing, Richard tells Amber how comfortable he is with her and how like he likes her because she's so genuine.
Mm-hmm.
He's lying to you. The coronation then begins, but is interrupted by Sophia with the adoption papers and outs Amber as a journalist who has lied to the entire royal family. And Simon then steps up to take the throne with Sophia as his queen.
Yeah, Sophia jumped on the Simon train real quick. She was like, oh, he's adopted, you say? You just got so much cuter.
Yeah, right. You just got so much hotter in less 10 seconds. And it's amazing. So Richard storms out and Amber tries to explain herself, but he won't listen to her. Amber is then sent home. Back at the castle, some time later, Richard is upset because he was never told that he was adopted. The queen then explains that she couldn't have any children and they adopted him in secret, and they didn't tell him because they couldn't. Wasn't a good explanation.
It wasn't.
But they had Emily because she was a miracle baby. Richard then decides to stay with the family and is going to fight Simon for the throne. He did a total 180 really quick. Didn't deal with his issues. It's okay.
No. I mean, he needs years of therapy, but he didn't have time for years of therapy.
He really didn't. The movie had like 20 minutes left, so push the trauma away.
We'll circle back to this once I have my child.
And I can take out all my issues on the child. Some of y'all should just not have children.
The circle of life. See, that's why I'm not having children.
Bro, I honestly same, because I've seen those like birthing videos and like I am not putting myself through that. Anyway, at Parliament, a courthouse, I don't know this building. Sophia and Simon are married and demand that Simon be crowned. But I don't know, one of the royal advisors says that they can't unless the
Because,
king's court is there and the queen.
yeah, they yanked all the dignitaries out of their houses on Christmas
On
morning
Christmas morning.
so that he
So
could be
Simon can
crowned.
be, yeah. Yeah. So they demand that everyone be brought in on Christmas Day morning. Um, and then we go back to Amber, who is at the airport, and she calls her dad in tears looking for advice. And I don't know what kind of advice he gives, but it triggers her to realize that there's something hidden in the acorn ornament that the
I
king
hate
made.
that trope in movies where an idiot says something idiotic and then it springs like intelligence into the main person. And they're like,
Right,
oh my
right.
gosh, you're so smart. No, they're not.
This is Snow Globe with the whole counting the lights on the
Yes.
tree.
Except her father has one working brain cells.
Yes,
So
yes. Um, Also, how Amber had the memory to write down the whole poem that she saw once in
I
the
don't know. I can't even remember what I ate
cabin.
yesterday. So
So Amber finds out that there is something hiding in the acorn ornament that the king made for the queen, and so she leaves to see if she can get it. Back at the court, Richard and the queen storm in, trying to say that they have to stop the coronation, but they are overruled.
mhm.
Amber ends up at the palace again, and she is trying to get in to prove that Richard is the rightful king, and she's talking to the only two guards in the palace,
In the entire palace.
in the entire palace. And then Mrs.
And they're
Averell comes
inside the
down,
palace, not outside of the
and they're in.
palace.
Yeah, she's inside the palace already. She's not even like at the gates or whatever. She's in the palace already. Mrs. Averell comes.
The first thing that needs to happen when Richard becomes king is a complete overhaul of the security.
Right. Honestly, they need to redo their security and add some more measures.
Yes.
So Mrs. Owl comes down, and Amber convinces her to let her in because she has proof that Richard is the rightful king. She then goes to the Christmas tree and gets the acorn and pops the top off and finds a letter stuffed inside. So back at the court, the coronation is starting, but before Simon can be crowned, Amber and Mrs. Averell rush in with the letter, with a written law from the old king declaring that Richard is the rightful heir to the throne.
Yeah. Can a king declare anyone as their heir?
Yes.
This is another question I need answered by
Right.
you people who understand how successions work. So go back to the Princess Diaries episode, get those questions,
Yes.
get these
Get these
questions,
questions.
and then like send us a quick little email
Mm-hmm.
at
Because like how do declares from a king or queen work? Because like
yeah.
in our government, you have to get it signed by both parties, and then it has to go
Unless
to
it's an
a lot of other
executive order,
systems, unless it's an executive
but I
order.
truly don't understand how those work either. So
Because like, can a king just declare anything?
who
Because
knows?
isn't he like the absolute power in the land?
I don't know because they have a prime minister, and
Yeah,
usually
they do.
those are the people who are actually in charge. So I'm
Yeah,
very confused.
I I don't.
Please answer my
Please, yes,
questions.
yes, 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 yes.
SYITY SYTYI podcast at gmail.com. Thank
Right.
you.
Thank you. So the coronation is then put off, and because Richard is declared the royal heir, and Simon and Sophia leave, and Sophia wants a divorce immediately.
Sophia must feel dumb as hell.
Right.
She married this man 2 seconds ago, and
Right.
now she's going to be a divorced woman at like what, 30? That's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
She has less time marriage than Kim
Britney
Kardashian
Spears.
and Britney Spears.
I mean, I'm sure she can get it annulled.
I'm sure she can.
I'm sure they'll be like, yeah, absolutely, you can get it annulled. You were married for 5 minutes.
Right. She can probably plead insanity and be like, no, I want this gone. And they'd believe her. So they leave, and then Amber slips away as well, and then Richard becomes king. Back in New York City, Amber's piece is rejected because it was too emotional and she was telling the truth.
Her boss has the worst New York accent.
Yes.
It was so bad. I don't know why they didn't stop her from using it.
Why a lot of things in this movie wasn't stopped, I don't know
I
either.
would have been like, hey, we love you, but please stop with the accent.
Right.
It's not
You
working.
can just talk normally in this movie, it's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone else is.
Yeah, no one else in this movie has a New York accent.
She's the only one.
Only person.
So that is the last straw for Amber, and she decides to quit. We then skip to New Year's Eve, and Amber is working at her dad's diner now and running a blog where she had put her story about Prince Richard that was rejected from her boss. And her friends are there, and then their dates show up, and they have a date for her, but she turns them all down, saying that she has to help her dad clean
Yeah,
up.
she sends that man off to go on a date with two other couples, and he's just going to be by himself.
Right, he's just going to be by himself, poor guy. I would have gone home.
Right, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going home then.
Right. Like, you know what? I'm gonna just get my favorite dinner and then I'm gonna go home. Really?
Maybe go to a bar.
Maybe go out to a bar. So she's at the diner and she's cleaning up when a snowball is thrown at the window. And when she looks up, Richard is waiting outside. He has come to see her after Emily showed him the article that Amber had posted on her blog. And they say they miss each other. And then Richard proposes.
They've known each other for like 5 days.
Yeah. And do they really know each other after
No.
5 days? She was lying the
She
whole
was
time.
lying 97% of the time.
Right. And you told her what? 2 things about your life, Richard?
Yeah. And she says yes, which
yeah, she says yes. Like, y'all can date.
Right.
It's a thing.
Dating is a thing.
Right. It's not an old-fashioned thing. It's still very much alive. Y'all can date.
Yes.
You don't want to get to know someone when you're engaged.
Yeah, which, by the way, don't move in with someone only after you get engaged. Like, move in with them first.
Oh yeah, because you learn a lot about somebody.
Or don't move in with someone like after you get married. Like, please move in first.
Yeah.
You could absolutely hate this person and you don't even know it.
Right. Because they can tell you a lot about themselves, but you will learn a lot more
living with them
and how they like to put their dishes in the kitchen and how you like to put your dishes in the kitchen.
How frequently you both clean is a thing.
Right. Like, come on now. Well, like, who buys all the groceries and who's more attentive?
Yeah.
When you take out the trash, it all makes a difference. Because, like, people who've stayed in a dorm, y'all know. Like, because I had to share a bathroom with girls next to me, and sometimes the girls that were next door, whew, me and my roommate wanted to kill them sometimes.
Luckily, I never lived in a dorm. I stayed at home.
Yes,
saved money and a little bit of my sanity.
Yes, you did.
But now that I'm getting older, my sanity is slowly being picked away at. So
and anyway, that is the end of the movie. Sorry.
Yeah. The movie ends with her father literally watching her kiss what he knows as a stranger. While he's holding an engagement ring box in his hand.
Yeah, he literally sees him propose and then they kiss, and the dad's just like, I support this. I'm gonna toast my glass to you.
I don't know this man.
Didn't
know you were dating anyone.
Well, technically they haven't even dated.
Yeah, they haven't been on a single date.
Right. They've kissed once, they've danced at a ball, and that's it.
Unless you count like the time they spent inside of the log cabin.
Oh, the hunting lodge?
Yeah, like that's it.
That's literally, and they were there for what? 30 minutes, an hour?
30 minutes.
So, I'm gonna hit you with some movie facts.
Okay.
So this movie was filmed in Romania at a real castle. and I'm gonna say the name wrong. It called Peele's Castle. Peles. Peles.
Peles. Sure.
Yeah, sure. I didn't have time to look it up of how to actually say it, but it was actually filmed at a real castle. In the beginning of the movie, you know, they have like they show scenes from like New York City, but there's actually a clip that was not filmed in New York City, and you can tell because you can see the Chicago flag in the dead center of the frame.
They couldn't edit that out.
No. And this last one blows my mind. On December 10, 2017, Netflix tweeted that 53 of its subscribers had watched this film every day over the span of 18 days.
I don't know what to say.
Me neither.
That freaks me out almost as much as that time when they were like, someone has been watching B movie like 370 times this year.
Yeah. Also, that when Spotify started like posting, like putting those ads out, where like they put like this user has listened to this song this many times, and they're like, "Are you okay?" Like it's on that kind of level of like, this is kind of
weird. Whoever those 50 something people were, please email me. I will send you some much better movies to watch.
Yeah. Also, can you tell us why you felt the need to watch it 18 days in a row?
Like, right? I was cringing watching it that one time.
Right. Like, do you absolutely love this movie?
Look, I love a corny Christmas.
A meme?
I love a corny Christmas movie just as much as anyone.
Yeah.
Last weekend I spent the entirety of my Saturday watching Lifetime Christmas movies. But do better.
Really, do better. Honestly, like I am not one for like the sappy Christmas Hallmark movies. Like I have to like it has to be a good one for me to watch. This one not so much. So this is not for me, this movie is not iconic. Even though Netflix keeps saying that it is.
Oh, it's most definitely not iconic. No. It's like a Hallmark movie with a better budget, but it still keeps all the cliches.
Yes.
Like it has the black and gay best friends. The girl.
Yeah, it adds a tiny bit of spice, but you only see these characters for like 2 minutes combined.
Right, in the entirety of the movie, they're probably in about 3 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And then it has the girl getting, the heartbroken girl getting the man of her dreams.
Yeah, the quirky girl gets the hot guy.
Yeah.
We've seen it before.
We don't need to see it again.
We don't need to see it again. Or if you are going to do it again, at least make it spicier, please.
That's why I like Lifetime. They started putting black people in their movies. I'm like, yes. Keep doing that.
Yes. Keep doing that. Also, I can't find what the budget was for a Christmas
Hallmark, Prince, on the other hand, they are staying tried and true to their to their stuff. They are like, no, we're not giving you black people. That's not why you're here.
We're gonna give you the whitest thing we can find.
We are giving you a white people, and if we do give you a black person, they're going to be in the background and they're going to have one line.
Right. Or if we're going to give you a Hispanic or Latino person, they'll be there for like 2 seconds and there'll be comic relief.
Yeah.
And then they'll throw in like one, like Spanish word that they say, and that's like it. They'll be like, "Oh, hi, mija," and that's it.
That's it. They still don't
They don't know how to write characters that aren't white, so
they still don't have any Asian people in any of their movies. Honestly. Not Lifetime or Hallmark.
I really hate that. Like, what do y'all have against Asians? I'm crying. I'd love to see a Filipino girl in a Hallmark movie.
Well, I just saw the first one with a majority Hispanic cast, so like y'all gonna be waiting for a while.
Right. Like we get a movie that isn't Mulan. We get Crazy Rich Asians. It's not even my ethnicity, but that's fine. They're Asian. I'll root for it.
Yeah.
That's literally it. We got like Mulan. We got Crazy Rich Asians.
Don't even get me started on how Indian people aren't in anything.
Oh, yes. Representation, y'all. It really do matter.
It truly does. So what are your recommendations for this week?
My recommendations for this week, I am going to say it again. I'm going to recommend it again. It is Startup. It's a Korean drama on Netflix. Last night's episode really got me. So I'm pleading with y'all to watch it. Like they're on episode 13, episode 14 comes out today. Y'all got some content to watch. I have to still wait for each episode to come out. So y'all are lucky, but go watch it. It's so good.
As for me, guess what time it is? It's lock and key time. You thought I forgot, didn't you? You thought I forgot. No. Have you been watching Lock and Key? Have you been telling all of your friends to watch Lock and Key? No, you haven't, because it's not on the trending page. So I'm going to say this yet again. Watch Lock and Key.
We literally stopped promoting it for like a hot minute so that y'all could have some time to actually promote it.
Sometime, yeah, I was
and then
waiting.
Y'all didn't.
So now I'm back here to yell at you.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it.
Watch it. You know what? You don't like, even if you're not into it, just put it on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Your laundry.
Exactly. Because I want
wash dishes.
I want 5 more seasons. So I'm going to need you all to just play it in the background.
Right. Like I couldn't save Sense8. And if y'all haven't seen Sense8, watch that. We had 2 seasons and then a very badly written Christmas special. And we tried to save that and y'all didn't. So y'all better watch Lock and Key.
My my other recommendation is Ariana Grande's Christmas and Chill album.
Yeah. It's Christmas.
It's amazing.
Also, I'm wearing a Christmas sweater.
Not one miss on that song.
Literally not.
Not one miss.
Also, if y'all can get in contact with Ariana, or if Ariana, if you're listening, can we have another, please?
Oh, yes.
We will also take like 6 songs on it. I really don't care. I would just like another Christmas
song. I need some more original Christmas songs.
Right. I loved the first one. I would love a second one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And then also Mariah Carey's Christmas special on Apple TV Plus. Have I seen it yet? No. Because it doesn't come out till December 4th, and today is December 29th, but I know it's good.
December 29th?
December 4th.
It's November 29th today.
You know what, Kelly? You know what?
And you said I was tired today.
I'm going to make you edit. I'm going to make you edit this.
I'm sorry. You're so smart. You're amazing.
Yes,
you're the best person on earth. Look at you go. You sparkle. Look at you hydrating. It's amazing.
Today is November 29th.
Yes.
But I know it's good. Mariah Carey has yet to do wrong by me. Mm-hmm. So.
And also, if you're not a Mariah Carey fan, Ariana will be there too.
Mm-hmm.
We will finally get both.
The duet we deserve.
Yes.
I mean, it's not a duet because Jennifer. I almost said Lopez. Jennifer Hudson is going to be there.
She's going to be there.
But it's fine.
They'll be in the same space though.
The same.
And that's.
Same breathing area.
The same air. It's going to be amazing.
Hopefully it wasn't COVID infected. Well, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening, y'all.
And don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have a Twitter and an Instagram. They're both at SYTYI Podcast. Send us some movie stories and answer our damn questions.
Yes. We need our questions about the monarchy answered. Also, if you were one of those 53 subscribers to Netflix that watched A Christmas Prince for 18 days in a row, we would also like to know why.
Please.
Also, we would also like to know if you are, with a therapist, because, that might explain what's going on with you.
Yeah. So our email is sytyi.podcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
Also, don't forget to share us with your family and your friends.
Yeah.
Subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And I also need some rates and reviews on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
It's the Christmas season. Give us a rate.
Please.
Give us a review. Please.
And thank you. Also,
Thank you.
we're in the home stretch right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you still need to wear your mask.
Mm-hmm.
You still need to wash your hands.
Mm-hmm. Wash your mask.
We are very
stock
close.
up on some hand sanitizer.
Mm-hmm. But also, you like wash your hands. Like, don't
Wash
just,
your hands.
Don't
Yeah.
just use hand sanitizer.
Yeah, you can start with the hand sanitizer and then wash your hands. Like,
mm-hmm. Especially if you're a man, please wash your hands because I know you're not doing it correctly.
Yeah.
I'm in the bathroom right next to you. I see you. I know you're not washing your hands long enough.
No, you're
if
not.
at all.
Right. If you're not washing your ass, you're definitely not washing your hands, right?
Exactly. And if you're a woman, don't ever shake a man's hand. I'm so sorry to like come after my gender like this, but yeah, I've seen some things. Do not shake a man's hands.
Nope.
And if you like absolutely have to, immediately go wash your hands.
Right. Like just right in front of them, just pull out the hand sanitizer. Or say, give me a minute, go wash your hands and come back.
Yeah, do not touch anything until you wash your hands. I am 90% sure that men are spreading COVID the most. If they did a
or
study,
if you have to touch a man at all, like pull out like a latex glove, put it on, then shake their hand, take it off and throw it away.
I mean, right now we're good. Like no one's shaking hands right now.
Yeah, no one is touching anybody. But if you have to, later on when we're allowed to. Like,
yeah.
Because it's not even just with this season. Like y'all weren't washing your hands correctly before this happened.
I know for a fact they weren't washing their hands.
And like some of y'all don't wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. Your hand was literally right next to your genitals. Wash your freaking hand.
Yeah. Also, when you do wash your hands, when you're leaving a public bathroom, take a piece of paper to
towel.
open the door.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's one of those push ones that you can like push open with your foot or your elbow. Like,
yeah.
If there's a handle, take a paper towel.
Paper towel. The more you know.
The more you know. We're really big advocates on like washing your damn hands and other places on your body.
Listen to our other podcast, Wash Your Damn Hands.
We are very pro hygiene here.
Yes. Get some Bath and Body Works soap.
Yes. Hey, Bath and Body Works.
Not Spawn, but want to be Spawn.
But we would love to be Spawn.
Okay, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening, Bath and Body Works. We love you.
Thank you. We love you so much.
Amazing. Products on point.
Yes. You know,
and to everyone else,
stay iconic.
Stay iconic.
Bye.
Bye.